Hello everyone, welcome to my channel where I post spiritual and personal growth videos daily. If you're new, welcome, and if you aren't, thank you for tuning in for another video. In this video we will be discussing where there's a will, there's a way, and more specifically we will be discussing what is possible for you. Now of course, when we say where there's a will, there's a way, it simply means that, you know, when you have a will to do something, you will find a way to make it happen. Now of course, we are all governed by natural laws. Like, we can't jump off a building and say we can fly. It just doesn't work. You know, that isn't a law of our universe. And I do apologize for the barking dogs in the back. I live next to some of the most barking for no reason dogs ever, but it's okay, I love them. Yeah, so when you have a will to do something, you can accomplish it, but of course we are governed by certain limitations. Limitations like, you know, the laws of physics. We are only physically capable of doing so much in this life. You know, we have to obey the laws of gravity or density, whatever we choose to call it. But when it comes to an idea, when it comes to a vision for life, when it comes to anything in this world that we could dream of and hope to accomplish, that is physically feasible for any human being to do, for a human being to do. You know, when we have a will to do something, you know, the proof of the strength of our will is found in our endurance and not giving up. You know, I'm one of those people where I do not like to hear people say I can't, simply because I'm quote unquote not good at that, or it's not my thing, or, you know, so and so told me I shouldn't try that again because so and so, whatever the cause may be. I personally see that as a mental limitation that we place on ourselves, because if we are physically capable of doing something, which if it's a human activity, we're all physically capable of doing it. It's not that we aren't able to, it's that our will to is not strong enough for us to accomplish it until we do. Like, it's for us to keep trying until we do. So that's the only thing that keeps us away from things that we can envision, or ideas that we have for life or for our goals, or any simple task that is a practical task for a human being to do. You know, that's the only thing that stops us from crossing that threshold of learning new skills, of meeting new people, of reaching new environments, of reaching new personal heights and, you know, personal successes within ourselves and within our own lives. Is this idea of I can't. And sometimes it's not only the idea of I can't, it's a fear of success. So before we get to the top, you know, we sabotage it, we stop. Our mind has a mechanism that is self-destructive, and it causes us to quit before we can achieve that new feat, before we can learn how to do that new thing, before we can reach that task, that goal, or that higher point in personal success or growth that we hope to get to. It's simple. It's simple. If you have a strong enough will, you will succeed. Whatever you put your mind to, whatever you put your heart to, if you have a strong enough will, you will succeed. So if you want to learn a certain skill, if you have a dream that you want to make happen, you have to stop quitting. And one of the things that will help you get there, if you go on my previous videos, I made a video called Be Your Own Validation. That's such a huge and crucial key to actually seeing things beginning to manifest in your life, and to help empower and strengthen you to keep going and not quit, so that you can actually get to that mark that you can set. You can actually get to that goal, that you actually accomplish that new thing. We're all greatly capable of doing anything we put our minds to, but it's all about the extent to which we are willing to put our mind to it. It's all about the extent to which we are willing to invest our heart into it. Anybody can learn how to garden. Anybody can learn how to ride a bike, but you know, I don't want to be dismissive that, you know, some of us are more naturally gifted at some things than others are. That's not what I'm saying, but I'm saying if we have a will, then there is nothing that's going to stop us from being able to do something There's nothing that's going to deter us once we have set our mind to it. If our will is strong enough, our personal will, that stuff that's inside, that comes from inside, and that's something that we have to work on from the inside out. And the way that we actually overcome that mindset of I can't, or we actually overcome that perpetual cycle of not accomplishing our best, of not being able to manifest our best life experience, of not being able to reach our goals, of not being able to move on to our next level of life. We have to win that battle from the inside out. We have to begin to relinquish all of the mindsets of I can't. We have to begin to relinquish all of the mindsets of limitation that we place on ourselves out of 1, fear, 2, low self-value, 3, finding our validation from external sources, and just 4, all around just not taking care of ourselves properly. Because if we begin to take care of and love ourselves properly, we begin to edify ourselves with all of the information that we need to make ourselves stronger, to build up our faith, to build up our own personal image, to build up our own sense of self-worth. And as we do that, we begin to take the chains and shackles and bondages of our mind to be able to accomplish things that we never have accomplished before, to be able to accomplish things that we never believed we can do before, and to be able to see new possibilities and realities that we weren't able to consider before because we were so small-minded, because we were so narrow-minded, because we were so limitation-minded. So the key to increasing your own personal willpower to change your own life is to begin to relinquish and reject limitation thinking. We have to remove limitation from our identity. We have to remove servitude to fear from our identity. We have to begin to step out on some of those ledges, and we have to begin to take that next step, because we never know the possibilities that could happen if we just try something new, if we take that next step, if we take a different course of action. It could be bad, it could be good. You could succeed or you could fail. But here's the thing. Once we have begun to shift the way that we think and the way that we believe, there is no such thing as failure. And I'll tell you what I mean. When we live in perpetual fear of failure, then the pain of not being successful hurts. It hurts, and it's like the worst thing in the world. It's like the world is ending. It's like, I'm not good. I'm not good at that. I'm not good enough. But when we shift our belief and we gain the understanding that, failure is merely a requirement of success. Because guess what? There's not many people who can try everything on the first time and be a master at it the first time. So with that being said, when we fail, we are not experiencing something that's an indicator of our our ability being low, our personal ceiling being low, our capability being low, our worth being low. When we fail, we are simply gaining wisdom and discretion to do it better next time. And that's the attitude that we need to have about failure. And I personally don't believe I can fail, and I personally embrace failure. And I embrace failure because I know that when I apply myself and I don't get it right, I'm just carrying the wisdom that I got from that experience into the next try. And I'm carrying that with my diligence. And each time you try something, you get a little bit better. And each time you explore something, you learn a little bit more. Each time you explore something, you expand your horizons, you expand your way of thinking, you expand your tool set to be successful. So that's why it's important to always be in a place of continual learning, continual growth. It's always important to be in a place of challenging yourself to learn new things daily. Because if you're stagnant minded, or you're stagnant in your life, it simply means you're mentally not in motion. You're spiritually not in motion. So therefore, your life is not in motion. You aren't progressing really personally or materially or whatever it might be, your goals, your ideals, your ideology, what your place in the universe, you're finding your purpose. You cannot do these things if you are stagnant minded. So that's being stagnant minded is the biggest trap in the world, because you feel comfortable, but it's robbing you of everything that could be great in your life. You feel comfortable, but it's robbing you of all of the great possibilities that could exist for you. It's an illusion. That comfort of being ignorant, that comfort of not challenging yourself to grow, that comfort of not challenging yourself to embrace failure, it's an illusion, because it feels good knowing that you're familiar with where you are. But then your life just stays in that same place all of your life, and you really never achieve that fullness of fulfillment that you desire from the bottom of your heart. You really never achieve that fullness of healing from your traumas and your wounds and your bad experiences in life. And you never really achieve getting close to grasping your best version. So it's important that we understand failure is a good thing. Getting it wrong is a good thing, because you have to get it wrong to understand how to get it right. You have to make mistakes in order to understand how to do things more efficiently, to navigate your way around life. You have to make mistakes. You have to get it wrong. You have to fail in order to understand how to efficiently and progressively navigate your existence to a point where you can actually manifest your best version of yourself. You can manifest your best possible life experience. And you have to take on the attitude that, I can do anything that I put my mind to. I'm not afraid of fear. I'm not afraid of failing. Failure makes me better. Failure gives me wisdom. Failure gives me discretion. Failure increases my skill set so that I can more efficiently do this next time. Let go of fear. Let go of limitation thinking. Let go of that fear of the unknown. Go explore it, because that's where all the fun is. That's where all the life is. That's how you become filled with life. That's how you become filled with vibrant energy. That's how you gain a greater appreciation for life around you and begin to see the beauty and all of the things around you. You have to let go to all that holds you back. And once you do that, your will becomes unlimited, because failure is good. Once failure becomes good, your will becomes unlimited. And when you have a will to do something, you will accomplish it. So it's all about letting go of what's holding you back and increasing the power of your will, increasing the strength of your will by adapting new beliefs about yourself. Let go of that old identity, because it will rob you of everything that's best or that's great about what your life can become. Let it go. Be free. Free your mind. And you'll spend your life a perpetual student. You'll spend your life continually learning and continually increasing your happiness, your fulfillment, and your joy with being alive, and continually increasing your gratitude for being here. And life will be its most beautiful version. Let it go. Where there's a will, there's a way. Unleash your undefeatable will. Unleash it. Let it out. It's in you. It's already in you. You just have to let it out. Clear out all the cloudy energy. Clear out all of that darkness and let it out. Be free. And then once you reach that point, you've won the battle. And life will be a fun adventure after that. And you'll get through all of your obstacles and challenges in life much, much easier and much, much like your most powerful self. Thank you for watching this video. I post videos daily. Once again, if you haven't heard me say that enough, I post videos daily. Come get inspired and empowered. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Peace.